Hi and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. So David.
It's been ages.
It has been. What's it been? 3 weeks?
Yeah, almost 4 weeks, I think. But yeah.
Well, it's holiday season, so I've been on my holiday. You had a little break, and then we both went off together to Las Vegas.
We did indeed.
To the fantastic Magic Live convention. If ever you get a chance to get out there, go to that convention, because for the convention it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It really is. And the people you see walking around, I mean, there's David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, Lance Burton.
Matt King.
Yeah, the big names of Magic. Yeah.
I was really excited to see.
You were very excited.
I wanted to meet him for ages, and he didn't let me down. He was one of the nicest people I've had the opportunity to meet, apart from yourself,
of course,
obviously. Yeah, it goes without saying. But yeah, it was great. Like literally, you're just walking down the corridor and you're seeing all your magic idols in one place. So,
yeah,
and you've got a huge casino to watch people play at.
Yeah, I never walked out smiling too often.
No, you didn't. But I did.
Yeah, you did.
I was watching on and seeing how it should be done.
Yeah.
And how it shouldn't be done.
Well, I want to say a big shout out to Michael Pearce, Michael Sullivan, Wayne Dobson and Jordan O'Grady, who were the people that we were sort of spending most of our out time with. And Mr. Mason, Mark Mason, yeah, very good friend of mine. So that was Vegas. There were some good bits there.
Yeah, there was. There was no standout new releases, because I thought we could find something, come back, talk about it, but there was nothing really new to us, was there?
No, I mean, the thing is, the Magic market is changing. I say this all the time because of the internet. I mean, when Alakazam first started, there wasn't the internet. So the Magic business was completely different. I could go to conventions for 2 years on the trot, every convention, and I'd still be showing the same trick, and it would still be new to you, unless one, you had visited a Magic shop, or two, you had been to a convention, or you had received one of our mail-out flyers that we used to send. Whereas now, as soon as a product comes out, it's been pre-sold for weeks. So the shelf life of many Magic products now is a week. But the day it's come out, everyone knows about it. So it's very hard to have those sort of bits that make you go, wow, I've never seen it before. I would say the newest thing most probably at the convention was the Revolution.
Oh, Greg Wilson's
spinning deck.
Yeah, people were loving that one.
Yeah, that sold out almost straight away for Greg.
Jordan O'Grady's lung testers.
Oh, they're always fun. And we're going to feature those on a coming vlog, maybe next week's vlog, and we're going to have some really fun footage of Jordan catching out some big names with the lung tester. And the lung testers are great. They're on our website, but we've got another batch. They're all handmade by Jordan, but we are going to speak about those either next week or the week after and give you more of an in-depth look into what they are. But yeah, they were great, and there was a lot of buzz going around.
You see people walking around just covered in white dust. Yeah, he's been to see Jordan. That's fine. But no, good fun. And you know, it was nice to see as well. Kevin James, he had his own stand. So you know, you see dealers that you don't necessarily get over here. So it was well worth heading over.
Yeah, it was really good. We met some great, talented people. It was really, really cool. We premiered 2 of our newest products, which we'll talk to you about later on, in future vlogs, which was a re-release of mine called Runaway Joker, and a brand new packet trick of mine called Along for the Ride, which is a really neat little commercial packet trick in the hands as well. So that was good. Also, to let you know, in the coming weeks, Director's Cut, we've been having emails about this for the last couple of years since it's been off the market. We are in the process of remanufacturing the product now, so I would say by the end of, let's say, September, we'll have both Director's Cut and Director's Cut Horror both back in stock. So that's it. So this week we've got 4 products to talk about. One of them is a book that's come in by the fantastic Jim Steinmeier called Nothing But Mystery. It's all stand-up magic, sort of parlour magic. Andy's read it, said it's fantastic. So that is in stock. I can't really say any more about that, but check it out on our website. Nothing But Mystery by Jim Steinmeier.
I had a little look through it, and well, Jim's stuff is amazing anyway.
He's incredible.
You know, if you want to get away from just your general card tricks, his way of thinking is always very outside the box. So it's a nice read. It's, you know, it's pictures in there as well, which is good for me. So yeah, no, it's a nice book, that.
So that's Nothing But Mystery by Jim Steinmeier. The other products we're going to speak about are Omni deck. Our Blast from the Past or One from the Vault will be the friend book. And we have a brand new effect. Actually, this is the second time we've had it in the last month, but the last time we had it in, it sold out in 24 hours.
I had it there set and ready to go for the vlog, and then all the stock went.
And our supplier's stock went, so we didn't bother to do it because we knew we couldn't get it for a while. But they've just come back into stock, so we've got a performance review doing that. So let's move on and chat about the first thing, which is the Omni deck. Right, so the ultimate invisible Omni deck. Now this was, as a magician, if you haven't heard of the Omni deck, it is a solid piece of
I see what you did there.
It is solid. It's a solid piece of kit that you should be carrying around. It's the effect where a deck of cards changes in the spectator's hand to a solid piece of acetate.
And I don't know, I mean, you can't really beat it.
It gets great reactions all the time. I mean, it's been out for years. It's based, really, it's a version of Paul Harris's Solid Deception, which he used to stick a pack of cards together. And I know, you know, me and Spellers always talk about this because he always performed Solid Deception, the original, whereas I always perform the Omni deck. To me, the Omni deck, in my mind, is better because there's a visual transformation as well as just some solid block, like physical transformation.
And it happens in their hands. I think that's the most important thing. You know, with the Omni deck, it's... I gigged on Saturday night and I'd done a routine and I did do Omni at the end of it. It's the one I normally do Omni for. And then at the next group I did it, and you just, the gasps and the reactions are just so much bigger just ending with this. It's each for their own, but if you've never done Omni deck, basically with the cards you've been using the whole time that you've spread, shuffled, had one picked, if you're doing ambitious or whatever your routine you do this at the end, and then you put the cards in their hand, get them to put their hand on top, and the way I do it is I remove the top card and I tap the wine glass and tap the back of their hand, tap the wine glass. Say, you ever seen David Blaine throw cards at the window? I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to turn your hands into glass because that'd be stupid. And as I'm talking, I'm tapping the glass, I'm tapping the back of their hands. Then I take a step back and I say, just the cards inside your hand, and then I just leave it, and they're like, and then they got the glass moment, and you know,
it's a serious piece of magic. And when I first saw this, I saw it at a convention many years ago, because the version that everyone's using now of, you know, just literally switching a deck, putting it in their hand and removing the card. The first person I saw do that was Martin Sanderson on his corporate close-up DVD. But I remember seeing a great magician called, I'm sure his name was Bill Palmer, and he performed an effect with this, and this was the effect that I believed it was released for, which was an ambitious card effect, but this is always in play. So this is literally, do you know what I mean? So you're mixing, but I could have sworn blind that he had a full deck of cards there. The way that the cards were being handled, the way he was shuffling, the way the card was selected, the way it kept jumping to the top. And that was the basic routine for it. It was like an ambitious card, but this was always in play, and then the deck would just change into this solid
which is a lovely
piece of
routine
glass
as well.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, go, on Omni deck, there's been loads of different variations of it. There's been ones where they're single cards, there's been blocks. I still think for me, Omni deck just works the best. I think if you're spreading, then this is just my opinion, but it could have been in their hands that you could have had it in play. I think if it's solid, you've gone from spreading the playing cards and doing all these shuffles and then picking to it now not being able to move at all. It's a solid block. There's been lots of cheap versions of this that have been put out. This is
the original. This is the original Palmer invisible deck, the original Palmer Magic invisible deck, Omni deck, which Sean Farquhar purchased the rights to, and he's now rebranded it the Ultimate Invisible Omni deck. But at the end of the day, it is the original Palmer Magic Omni deck, so the quality is superb, and it's the one that the magicians are after. It is the best quality one on the market.
I know it's a slight fraction as well taken in, which allows you with the routine you were talking about
to get doubles and stuff like that.
Doubles and really easy handling for that as well. I create magic weekly as you do, and I perform them at gigs, but the one thing that never leaves my pocket is the Omni deck still.
It does leave your pocket.
Well, it does leave my pocket, okay.
Otherwise it would be a rubbish trick.
The one thing I don't leave the house without, there we go, is the Omni deck.
So they're great, and the reason we brought these up is because for the last year or so, these have been so hard to get hold of.
The good ones. The originals.
The proper things. So these are actually in stock. We've got a good supply of them now. Doesn't matter what type of card you use, as long as it's poker size and it's got a white border, I presume. These will just sit in. So that is the Ultimate Invisible Omni deck. Right, so seeing as we're talking about classics that magicians should have on them, the other thing that's just been updated is
the loops by Yigal Masika. Loops again is one of those things I don't leave the house without. I have at least one on my wrist and then a bunch in my wallet. So I just think there's so many cool tricks you can do with it. And even if you're on the offbeat moment, you're sat at the table and there's a fork on the table and you do start to move it using your shadow or your mind. There's a lovely floating bill. It just looks so impromptu. Can I borrow a banknote? Fantastic. If I do this, it sticks to my fingers. Then boom, it starts to float. And a lovely visual moment. You grab the bill in midair, hand it back out.
Well, we'll film that in a mo as well. But there is a well-known TV magician that has sort of made his career off the back of this by doing a haunted deck.
So obviously, it's his haunted deck. Card selected, placed back in, and the deck starts to move. Chosen card flies out, and it's their card. It's a no-brainer in the fact that it just packs in your wallet, and the stuff you can do with it plays really, really big. Just wanted to touch on them. They're the loops. They come now with a streaming video as well to teach you the floating banknote you just saw, plus the haunted deck, the telekinetic fork. They're stronger, they're more invisible.
You get five of them in a pack. I will say that chances are when you first start using them, you will break them.
Because
you've got to get used to the tension and everything else with them. But they are one of those things that when you start using them, you're always going to want to have them on you, really, because you can do some really nice, as Dave said, really nice impromptu stuff. So that's loops. Right, so here's one from the Vault. This is by a great magician you know him very well because you worked with him for a while, didn't you, Dave Taylor?
I did, Dave Taylor. Very, very funny man. Great comedy. He done cabaret and mentalism. He's got a great act.
Because you used to work in the House of Illusion.
I did a season over there, and Dave was my boss pretty much.
Right.
A very fun guy he was too. Not like a mushroom, but That's why I don't do comedy.
If ever you're out in Spain, you're near Salou, you must pop into Rodney James Piper's
House of Illusion.
House of Illusion, because it is great. I went there with Jen when the kids were young.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
It was brilliant.
It's in its new venue now. Well, I say new, it's been there for a few years, but it wasn't a very small venue. But now it's in its new venue, and yeah, the stuff that you see that close in front of you is a full like illusion show. You get close-up magic at your table, comedy cabaret. So yeah, I highly recommend that. But Dave Taylor was the compere there and mentalist that he done loads of stuff, and we actually stock his book test as well.
Yeah, we do the tailor-made book test, which was a great seller for us. Uses it's a dictionary, I think it uses, yeah.
But it's a very clever method and it's very easy to use, it was the first kind of book test I ever saw, really, because I was oblivious to book tests before Dave showed me that. So yeah, this is his modern, well, it's his friend book. So.
Yeah, it's a friend book. It's been out for a few years with us, and it's still quite current, actually, which is quite surprising. When you look at things like MySpace, they sort of went up and went down, whereas Facebook has just kept going up and up and up and getting stronger all the time, so people can relate to this. Dave, I'm not sure if you're aware. You are aware, actually, because you work for me, but I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. I like to stick my fingers into various pies when it comes to business. But usually, do you know what? I come up with this great idea,
right,
and then I show someone and I say, Peter, that's already been done.
Right.
Like McDonald's, it was an idea for a fast food burger place. McDonald's, named after a friend of mine.
And banana. It was like, all these like phones and
just great stuff like that.
Ads
and
stuff.
Well, not this time.
Oh.
This time I'm ahead of the game.
Right.
Now, I looked at you because I get inspiration from various places.
Right.
And I looked at you and I thought to myself, what could Dave do with? And then I thought to myself, friends. So imagine this, David.
Yeah. We're colleagues, right? That's
yeah. So imagine this: you're sitting on your iPad, sitting there, and you think to yourself, I wonder what Peter's doing today. What if there was a website that you could go to that I could update regularly with what I was doing? Wonder no more. I've created it, and I've called it Friend Book.
Nice. Original.
So it is original, and I'll explain it. This is what I call a like button.
Right.
Okay, you might not have seen one of these before, but I'll explain what it does. Now, with Friend Book, you get your own membership card.
Right.
Okay. So that's one of the pluses. So when you're at a bar or whatever, you could show people your membership card, and we're both in Friend Book. That's great.
Right.
The real benefit to someone like you, is we have even chosen your first friend for you.
Right.
Okay. To get you started, I'm going to provide you with a friend.
Good.
But I've got this sort of really great algorithm in there. So the computer, by the information you're putting in, the computer will instantly know who to choose.
Right.
So I'll show you how that works.
You got your iPad?
No, we'll show you here.
Right.
Okay. So here's the idea. You've got 4 friends to choose from.
Yeah.
You've got Sarah B.
Okay.
We have got Toby, is that W?
Yeah.
We have got Natasha S.
Yeah.
And we have got Dave T.
Okay.
Now you can choose any one of these people to be your friend.
Right.
But I will tell you, I have already chosen, and I know who you're going to pick.
Right.
So what I want you to do is anyone you want, I just want you to pop the like button in front of them. Anyone you want. So just start moving it up and down, and just stop the like button in front of them. Are you sure?
Sarah B.
Sarah B. That's an interesting choice. A very interesting choice.
Right.
Now remember, I said I knew who you're going to pick. And do you remember I said, we have even chosen your first friend for you?
Yes.
Turn the card over. And who have I chosen for you?
You are now friends with Sarah B.
You are now friends with Sarah B. And that
very good
is friend book.
Does she know that she's now my friend?
She's got no choice.
Right.
As with all of your friends, they need to be forced. But
Classic.
most of you guys will know the method of that. It's an age-old method.
Yeah.
It's 100% successful.
Yeah. But it brings it to 21st century, modern. It's a fun little premise, and you get people involved in that way.
Yeah, and people relate to it. They all know Facebook. I mean, that was just my presentation about the entrepreneur and coming up with something that hasn't been done before. But whatever presentation you use, people relate to it straight away. Yeah. And if you're psychically predicting what friend they're going to go for, but I'm not going to try and fool you with the method. You know what the method is, but it is a solid trick.
Yeah, definitely.
The other good thing as well is at the moment it is on sale. We're doing a special price for you guys. Was $24.99. That comes with everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there as well. It's all been custom printed. And
custom designed. They're all solid, like plastic cards as well, so they're going to last a lifetime. But they're usually $24.99. They are going to form part of our £99 bundle, which is not active at the moment because we're just restocking it.
Right.
So by the end of this week, it's going to be back with a load new stuff in it as well. So I'm really excited about that. That will form part of that. But also for you guys, if you want to pick one up, they're on our site now for, I believe, $17.99,
nice.
Which is a great price for it. So that is Friend Book by David Taylor. Right, so that was Friend Book by Dave Taylor, and now we're going to move on to Name Tag. Now this is something that you've been playing with, something you really like.
I really like this. When I first saw this, I think a lot of people probably compared it to the WoW gimmick.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people when they had WoW said, if you cut here or you put one of these on, you could turn it into a name tag, which gives it justification. I think this is brilliant. This will work perfectly if you're doing any situation, but mainly in my mind, if you're doing large groups or trade shows especially, this is brilliant. Now I haven't stuck my picture on it, because obviously we're selling these, but it says hello, my name is, and gives you a section to write your name, and then you just stick like a passport photo or any picture really on here, and then it all happens on the back. So there's 5 changes. It's just so I tell you what, shall we have a look at it?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's take a look at it now.
Right, so that looks clean. When I first saw the trailer of this, I was thinking of WoW, and I was trying to work out how it could possibly work using the WoW principle, but it's not WoW. No. It's not WoW. And the gimmicks you get with these are really neat. You get one for the ESP symbols.
Yeah, so you get ESP, you get what you saw me do, where it's 3, the number, and the symbol for club. Yeah. You also get the playing card one, where it is the face of a playing card, so 3 of clubs, King of Hearts, the actual face. And you see that change 5 times. I just think this lends itself perfectly to so many nice routines. If you're, for example, your 5 cards selected, you get them lost in the pack, face down, and now you bring this out, you make all 5 symbols appear and then vanish, and then you say, let's try and find your cards in real life. and then boom, you start doing multiple revelation. Alternatively, you get the 5 cards selected all face down. Just by waving this over the top of the card, you can reveal the card, then you turn it over to match.
Yeah,
I really do like this effect, and I think it lends itself perfectly. It doesn't look out of place either.
No.
You know, I was worried that this would be a really bulky piece of kit, but it's not. It's
very well made.
Yeah.
Very well made.
I mean, these are the guys that made Cross as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
If you've got Cross, you know the standard of these guys' gimmicks. They really have put time and effort into this, and I was very, very impressed by it. So yeah, I don't really have a bad word to say about it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like I said, the last time we had them in, they sold out in less than 24 hours. So we've got another batch have just arrived. So yeah, they're in stock now, and that is Name Tag. Okay, so that's just about it for this week. Just to recap, we had the Ultimate Invisible Omni deck, Friend Book by Dave Taylor. That's at a special price at the moment, but will be going up to its normal price again on Friday, but will be included in the bundle. Mm-hmm. Nothing But Mystery by Jim Steinmeier. If you want something a bit different that you can use in parlour or sort of stand-up settings, this is a great book. Anyone that knows Jim knows the standard of his work. And loops, once again, the new improved loops are in stock now, and if you haven't played with loops before, if you have, you know how good they are. If you haven't, you should check them out, because honestly, you just carry them everywhere and you're always ready to perform a miracle.
We'll just say with this as well, you know, when we do these vlogs, people leave it and then they go to purchase it and realise we're out. We do only have limited stocks of these, you know, so if you do want mind getting quick for these, because once they're gone,
yeah, we don't know how long it will be to get them back. Now, once again, these, just to point out, these come in different back colours, i.e. blue or red. Realistically speaking, it doesn't really make a difference. They do come in back colours, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Is it back?
Yeah, it's the back. Yeah. It's the back of the gimmick, but the gimmick's never really seen.
No.
So I wouldn't really be too bothered about whether you're going for red or blue, because the back of the gimmick's card is never seen. Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
So that's all I'd say. And anything you want to add?
No.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, just that.
What's that?
Just this here, this little bit here. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, and then you'll be the first people to hear about the latest videos. We're hopefully back weekly now until obviously a few 4 weeks, 5 weeks time.
Yeah, I'm off again.
Holiday, you go on holiday.
Yeah, we're both on holiday at the same time.
But up to that point, we should be weekly. So make sure you're following us, guys, in all the usual places. And as you may have seen, the people that are following us, we have had some really great deals recently been popping up, but only if you follow us. You're the first and only, in some cases, people that know about them. So anything for you to add, Mr.
Not really, apart from the fact that I think I've mentioned it before, my Forensic Identification Assistant app is now available on, I think it's Amazon, for anyone that's got an Android phone. Obviously still available on Apple for anyone that's got an Apple phone. So just that, really. We will try and do this every single week, but there are going to be times where, you know, we're away or whatever. But apart from that, you'll see us here every single week. Like our Facebook page. And that is really about it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. I know we've been away, so thank you for bearing with us. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week on the Alakazam Video Blog.